All right, welcome to our team call for May 6th. I cannot believe it's like almost halfway through 2020 already. I just want to do a couple quick like housekeeping updates before Annalisa goes for it tonight. But I want to welcome Jenna to the call. She's a brand new coach, so welcoming her. She's up in Canada. And I know we are welcoming Jamie back to the coaching fam too. Do we have anybody else new on here? Tiffany, have you been on a call before? Tiffany's pretty new too. You have?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so I just want to go over a couple things for the month. We are going to do meet the team events this month. We're going to do two. We're going to do one next Wednesday in lieu of a team call. So make sure that that's on your agenda to be inviting to that. And we're also going to do one on Sunday, May 24th. So just mark that on your calendar to be ready for those. And I'm sure pretty much everybody knows already because we did the flash sale beginning of the month, but all challenge packs this month are $20 off, challenge packs and completion packs, which is incredible. Such a huge opportunity to do follow-ups with people that may have been considering diving in, or people that have been kind of on the fence, held back because of money objections or things like that. But huge opportunity for us to really impact a lot of lives this month with that sale. Collagen is on sale from the 4th to the 11th for Mother's Day, so that's 10% off. If you've never tried collagen, you definitely should. It definitely helps. Maybe it'll remove some of the stress lines from quarantine. The wrinkling is happening.
I swear, I think that's mine too. I took a picture the other day and I was like, oh my God.
I know. Right? From all that like frowning and like grouchiness. Yes. So that's on sale for 10% off. And Mixed Berry Energize is coming down the pipeline on May 18th to US and Canada, which is super exciting. A new flavor of Energize. And we are launching into France on May 27th. So just a suggestion, because we typically don't do anything like crazy wild for launches. But I would say that when you are networking on Instagram, you can be searching locations in France and networking from there. And what I'm doing is I'm just bookmarking people that I might want to connect with in France into a saved album on Instagram. And you would just network with them like you would anyone anywhere else. But huge opportunity as we're moving into a new country, which is really exciting. And I just wanted to say too, if you are working on Instagram and wanting to learn how to network there, I actually did I screen shared, I don't know what you call it. Like I did a video recording of me doing networking on Instagram on my phone the other day. I didn't post it in Aspire Nation, but I can. But I just kind of quickly ran through what I do to connect with new people, kind of interact on stories. And it's creating a lot of really awesome networking connections, but organically. So, and it's with people that I actually want to connect with. So I just wanted to point that out. If you missed it, to go check it out. It's only about 10 minutes long, and it'll really help you see how quickly and easily you can really start to grow your network organically on Instagram. And the last thing, which I think is kind of fun to note, because most of us love like graphic tees and all of that, is that we have on the Team Beachbody website, there's an apparel sale. So everything right now is 50% off, and it didn't say what the dates on that were. So if you want to go snag some new fun workout clothes, that's on sale too. And that's all from me for now.
Thank you, Dana.
Go for it.
Can we do an announcement really quick?
Yeah.
I was going to say, can we do some shout outs?
Go for it.
Please do.
Great minds, Mimpy.
She is not on the call right now, but I want to shout out Kirsten Flory. She kicked ass over the flash sale and signed up 3 or 4 people. Yay. And she locked in Emerald. So she'll be rank advancing tomorrow to Emerald, which I'm really excited about for her. And she's working really hard. And I don't know if you guys saw my personal profile. I haven't posted on Instagram yet, but she's down 40 pounds since her journey. And no lie, guys, I added her. All I did was add her back in October as a free. She already had the 21 Day Fix DVDs. She wasn't really interested in buying things. So I was like, all right, well, you want to hook up and just, I'll coach you. Like, I just got out of the kindness of my heart. And now she's like a kick-ass coach. So you never know where people are going to come from. Serve them however they need to be served at the time. So just letting you guys know, I'm so excited for her.
Amen, Mary Paige.
So true. Yep. Way to go. Ashley, what you got?
Also, like, first of all, it is National Nurses Day. So I know we have a bunch of nurses on our team, which segues into my nurse in training. Tiffany, our brand new coach, she is officially hitting Emerald tomorrow. We thought she was going to hit last week, but we just moved some things around, and she's still hustling, and she's working her butt off at work, and she's working her butt off on her business, and she's driving home right now on a team call, paying attention to the road. And I'm just super proud of her and her commitment to her journey, even when she gets home late at night and doesn't feel like working out or anything. She gets it done. So yeah, she deserves a double raise in the roof today.
So we're going to have double celebrations tomorrow.
Yes.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Very, very cool.
And
Awesome.
I will
Anyone
shout
else?
out, officially, Julia is Emerald this week.
Woo! You guys.
Thank you.
Awesome. 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 The business is all about duplicating Emerald over and over and over again. So just keep doing what you're doing consistently, and the business is yours. Great work, you guys. So I am, first I want to say that I have not felt very leader-like for a while. I have been kind of just like in survival mode. My business has not been thriving. It's been great. It's been where it's at for a very long time. I hadn't been thriving. And I just got in my own way of confidence, of feeling like I have nothing to share. Nothing's going well for me. I have nothing to contribute on team calls. Okay. That's not true. Like, it's all those self-limiting beliefs that get in the way. And I just want to say that one of the things that fills my cup in this business is doing things like team calls. And leading a team call is not about having all the answers. It's about, when you are struggling, go and learn something and then pay it forward to the team. And that's exactly what I did for this call. I needed to tune into some spaces that I felt like I was lacking, or find areas that I thought, if I can move this needle forward, my business will move forward. And I'm just relaying that message to you. So I encourage you guys, if you feel like there's something that you're learning on the, like, say, hey, I want to take on a team call this week, because if you're like me, this stuff, like, I thrive in. Like, I just love it, and I needed to get back into it, and I needed to step into leadership, and it's just an ongoing process. So, my encouragement to you is to say, like, I'm going to host a team call. Like, I don't know what it's going to be about, but I'm going to figure something out. I'm going to listen to a podcast. I'm going to read a book. I'm going to combine those things, and I'm going to share what I learned, because this is the space I'm in. So here we go tonight. I am going to share my screen with you. This call will be helpful for everyone, whether you're a new coach. Wait, I can't multitask. My desktop. Whether you're a new coach or a veteran coach, I think there should be something in here for everybody. Let's get into presentation mode here. Okay, you guys can see my social media audit and recruitment tips screen. Perfect. All right, so this is a space that I felt like I needed to up. I already kind of said that. So I tuned into a call from Ashley Molstead. A lot of this is from that. And the recruitment tips are from a podcast by Bob Helig. It's called Your Virtual Upline. So I'm just kind of giving you the cliff notes on these things. When we're out in social media, okay, what people are not interested anymore, what may have changed from when you started coaching, when I started coaching, or what may be news to you. People don't want stock photos, right? Well, a lot of us know that. But Beachbody also does a really killer job of creating these stock photos for new launches and things, right? We see the bar blend, and we see 10 rounds and we see all these things and it's an easy share, but what we want to do is keep in mind that Beachbody is promoting those things to kind of like get their customers and to market to us as coaches about these programs that are launching. And then it's up to us to put our personal spin on how we're going to share those programs. So for me right now, I'm going back to 80-day obsession and I'm trying really hard not to call it 80-day obsession. I might say my 80-day workout or my 80 workout challenge or something like that. People want to, I won't go into what they want to see. People don't want to see stock photos. They feel like they're being sold to. They can easily go on Beachbody for that. So try to avoid just taking an image from Beachbody and reposting it in your social media feed. People don't want negativity, right? We are drowning in negativity right now. They don't want to hear about, you know, the Debbie Downers of what's going on and going to social media. They're going to stop coming to social media if their feed is all of that. Okay? What people don't want is redundancy. I know that if I go to someone's story and it's the same exact presentation of what they did the day before, I don't tune in. Like I'm just like, oh, I know kind of what's there, and it's nothing exciting. It's not keeping me on my toes to see what's next. People don't want story after story of reading. So I'm going to get into more of this, but what that means is don't put like 10 stories in a row of just like, read this message, read this message, read this message. It doesn't have any personality to it. People don't want to be confused. So they don't want to, what that means is don't go in talking about like a challenge group or bod groups. People unfamiliar with the Beachbody community don't know what that is, and it might be confusing. What they might know is something like calling it a 30-day virtual boot camp or something where a challenge group doesn't really mean anything to them, but maybe a virtual boot camp might have a little more meaning to them. Talking about bod groups. Well, unless you have explained what bod groups is, that it's an app that you can log and track and do all that stuff, they're not going to know what it is. So bod groups is like, okay, whatever that is. So try to explain that a little bit. What people don't want is Beachbody overload. So if they go to your page and they know they're going to see Beachbody, 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 Shakeology, Energize, Collagen, the product firing at them, they're not going to come back. That's not interesting to them. What people do want, I covered this a little bit. Oops, my chat's in the way. Here we go. What people do want, okay, your own photos, right? A lot of us know that already. A lot of us are doing it, but new coaches might, oh, hey.
Hey, Annalisa.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I stop and ask a question about the slide before that?
Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit more about the whole reading part? Are you talking more like people don't want to like read like just text on a screen like over and over again? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So like if we're doing like we're talking and we're putting text over our, that's a good, okay.
That's a good thing, I think. To go on that, like adding text to whenever you have like 5 talking slides in a row, for me, that's huge because most of the time my volume is off. I'm like, someone's watching TV and I'm like scrolling and I don't want the sound on. So even if it's just a little snippet on your stories, that would be an ado. Like if it's your face and your voice, which is kind of here, more of your voice and personality, like you're talking to the camera but the sound is off, they've muted you. So you want to catch them with like a little like snippet of what is your topic here? Like, I don't know, like, nutrition hack or something, like, or you won't believe this happened, and then you kind of post cliff notes of your story in there. If you have time to do that on the stories where you're talking for 3 or 4 slides, I recommend that 100%. People want more of your own photos, so maybe it's you doing 10 rounds and talking about a boxing program instead of posting a 10 rounds stock photo. Okay. People want good vibes and happiness. I can't tell you, people are commenting now, on my post about doing my speech pathology work on my computer, lesson plan developing while Ben's in the tub. And that sucks, right? Like, I don't want to be doing that. But I had to say, like, I had to put a spin on that. Like, we're in this together. We're doing it. We're going to make it through, like, breathe, that kind of thing. And people have just kind of messaged being like, thanks for your positivity on that or whatever. Like, yeah, I'm feeling like this shit sucks and I'm run down and I'm exhausted and I don't want to be on my computer when my kid's in the tub. Like, I'd rather be splashing and playing. But this is the reality. And how do we change our mindset around that, right? So you can still be kind of like in the suckiness, but we want to be the person that's like, let's put a positive spin on this and help people change their mindset. It doesn't mean like everything has to be peachy keen all the time and roses and butterflies and rainbows and whatever. It just means that we're focused on finding the silver lining. Variety and visual appeal. This can be done with like your visual appeal can be done with having good lighting. It can be done with a preset filter if you want to. You want it to be something kind of scroll stopping. We know a little bit about that. I'm just kind of repeating it for newer coaches. Something that you see and you're like, wow, that's a good picture. That's what you want in your feed. Variety. So not just your sweaty selfie, 12 frames in a row. There has to be more to your social media feed for people to check into it. If they see the same thing every day, they're not going to look because they know that it's your sweaty post-workout selfie. Okay, layman's terms, that goes back to talking about like the challenge packs and stuff. Like, what is that? Dig deeper and really define what you're talking about. Like, if you're talking about your virtual boot camp, you can even go deeper to say, like, we check in on an app, we track our workouts, we encourage people there, whatever. You can show it in your, like, if you do a screen recording and you're showing these things with virtual boot camp sneak peek or something, so people know what that means. So don't forget you're talking to people that might have no idea what, you know, challenge pack is, like Beachbody membership. People don't know. What they do want is free value. People want free value, so they want to build trust with you. They want to trust you. They want to know that if they come to your page, they can find something there without you asking them for something. So it's not just, here's my cool workouts, they're awesome, join me. It's like, here's this recipe I tried, here it is written out for you, you can save it, like, you don't even have to message me, it's there. Here's a review of this product I really love. Here's a do-it-yourself tutorial on how to build a birdhouse. I don't know, whatever it is. Like, just if you're doing it and it's speaking to your people, put it out there for them. People want free value. Okay, get clear on your people. We talk about this a lot, but when you're posting or when you're looking for people, you want to be speaking to the people that you essentially want on your team. Like, who are your people? So these are examples. These are not just like everything for one person, but it might be that you're speaking to someone in a career without fulfillment. If that's you, if you were in a career unfulfilled and you left it to do full-time Beachbody coaching, you want to speak to those people. You might be the, you know, on the other side, saying someone who loves their career but could benefit from more income, right? If you're speaking to people, like, if I work now full-time in the schools, well, I work whatever I'm doing now, but I work as a speech and language pathologist. So I'm not going to speak to people about, like, you know, make coaching your full-time gig and if you hate your job and blah, blah, blah. That's not who I'm speaking to. Dana is going to be speaking to someone completely different than that, right? She's a full-time Beachbody coach. So if she's speaking to other single moms who, you know, have a similar story to her, her tone and her invitation and what she's portraying is going to be very different. You might be speaking to someone who is looking for community. If that's why you joined and that's why you want them to join, that's who you're speaking to. It can be a combination of these things in your feed. So whatever you love about Beachbody or whatever your vision is for Beachbody, you want to speak to people who have that same vision or the vision why you started. Maybe it was to lose weight and it turned into this. Maybe you want to find those people. Maybe it helped you gain this confidence that you didn't really know you were lacking, and you're speaking to someone who needs that confidence booster. you're speaking to people that you want to hang out with. Like, you want to speak to your friends. And I'm going to get into that about the recruiting tips in a few. Someone goal-oriented and motivated to achieve goals, right? If you want that kind of person on your team, you better be speaking to the fact that you are that person, that you're going for goals, that you are like setting these things and going for them in your business, that you're working for, you're putting in the work and sharing that in your posts and stories. But getting clear on who you're speaking to is part of a branding activity, which is a whole nother call, but you might want to start there. Oh. Okay, here we go. Take out your Instagram, take out your phones and pull up your Instagram. And I am going to somehow figure out how you guys are going to partner up on here. Let me open up my grid. Okay. Shoot. Can you guys achieve this in the chat of like, just say 1, 2, like make a, go slow in the chat and just count off 1 through however many people there are here. And so number 1 will partner with number 2, or sorry, let me change that. Did you already start typing? I can't see the chat. Okay. Okay, so Dana and Mary Page, you guys are partners. Okay, someone type 3. What does that mean, Katie? Okay, Katie is 3. Okay, Katie is 3. Katie and Rachel, you guys are partners for this. Amanda. And someone type 6. And Jamie, you guys are partners for this. So privately message your Instagram handle to each other if you know how to do that on chat. Okay, so Maggie, 7, and Steph. So Maggie and Steph, you guys are partners. And what you want to do is get each other's Instagram handle from it. And the goal is for you to check out their Instagram for just 2 minutes and jot down a few things about what the first 12 photos tell you about that person without reading their post. Is there anyone on here who has not partnered up that wants to?
Have an Instagram, but that's totally fine because she's a brand new coach, so don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, that's okay.
Yeah,
that's all right. Well, you'll learn a lot about how to get started. Amanda is Doma. Oh God, I gotta look it up. She can type it faster than I can look it up. M-A-E-A Domo. Beat me to it. I was just about to hit send. Okay. No, Jamie, it's helpful. Yeah. Even though you just started coaching, like you'll get a feel for what your Instagram has already shown. Okay, so Priscilla and Julia, you guys are partners if you haven't already figured that out. And you guys can type in your Instagram handles here in the chat too, now that everyone's kind of partnered up. Okay, so the goal, are you guys feeling okay with what you're supposed to be doing? The goal is to go to your partner's Instagram and just jot down 4 or 5 things that you can tell just by looking at their feed about who they are or what they're about. Jamie's is Jamie Hendo. Hopefully it's not private. You might have a request for someone to look at it. When you guys are done, just type down in the chat so I can get a feel for how things are going. All right, Mary Page, who did you have?
Dana.
Dana. Okay, if you didn't know Dana and you looked at her page, what did you?
I was like,
what did you capture just by looking at it?
I jotted down a mom, very fit, she's into like reading, very insightful, and healthy eating. Those are the kind of like that like jumped out at me just looking at it.
Yeah. Dana, would you feel like that's what you want to be sharing? Is that the route you're going down? Okay.
I feel like that's part of my brand, but not all
Okay.
of it.
Okay.
I feel like I would like business to stand out more, but I've never necessarily thought about it. I think it's so interesting. We do a lot of these branding exercises on like niching down to what you want to talk about and what you want to share about and what stories you're going to tell, but never really necessarily thought about it in the way of like, do your photos actually kind of tell the story you want to be telling? Like if someone is actually not necessarily taking the time to read it, like are your pictures portraying an accurate view of your life?
Yeah, like if someone goes to your page and is like, what's this girl about, and doesn't read a single thing, is it like, oh, what's that? Like, what's that picture? What's that picture? Or is it like, oh, I get it. And I'm going to sign out now because I'm not interested.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I mean, if you go to her handle, and for everyone else, like I think Dana does an excellent job of making her like feed very fun and bright, and like it's very cohesive. So it's very attractive to go and say like, oh, this girl's kind of interesting. Like, and then you might be a little more inclined to like dig a little deeper and go start reading more about her, because obviously like that attractiveness is a good thing.
Yeah, the visual appeal, right?
Yes.
So if you go to a page and it's all like dark and you're like, what is that picture of? You're going to be like, bye, don't care.
Right.
All right, cool. Thank you guys for doing that one. Let me go down the, I don't care. Who else wants to share?
I can rattle off Mary Page's real quick.
Yeah.
I think she does a really good job of kind of sharing a ton of mix of types of photos. It kind of gives you a really good overview. So what I grasped for it was she posts about transformation. So like that's pretty upfront and clear, which is a really good thing. Personal development, she's married, she's a mom. She has fun hair, which like I love. Healthy food, cooking, fitness, gardening, and enjoys the outdoors.
Dang, I'd say that's a pretty good capture just in photos, Mary Page.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think that hits the nail on the head of what I'm trying to attract. It's more like, yeah, I'm trying to get like the mom vibe. Like the transformation is really kind of a big part of my story. So
okay. Yeah, so I think you're doing a nice job with that, it sounds like. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Someone send this child to bed.
Anyone else want Steph, you're typing yours, I just said. That's cool. You can do that. Anyone else want to unmute and share who they had and what they grabbed?
I'll talk about Steph since she's typing mine. Can you guys hear me? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. She is a mom. I put sweaty selfies, but like I'm trying to think of like, someone who's not into Beachbody, like they're either going to think she like spilled water all over herself or she's like really sweaty. She likes to have fun. She is being positive and kind of like funny and sarcastic about this whole quarantine thing.
Awesome. Steph, you can type in there if you think super positive into working out. How do you guys know each other are positive? Did you read the captions, or are they smiling selfies, or what gives you that? All the quotes on the page. Yep. Quotes. Awesome. Yeah. So this is not for me to like analyze. It's for you guys to get a little feedback on like what someone looking at your page can see, and if that feels good to you, great. And if you feel like you need to adjust, we're going to get more into that. More story. Okay, cool. I'm going to move on to the next slide because we've got a lot to talk about, but if you guys assessed someone's page, please type it in the chat so that that person can see what you learned, if that makes sense. I wish we had time to share everything, but this will be a good activity to just pop it in there for whoever you looked at and write down a few things. It might come back to it. Okay. I don't know. Sorry, okay. I'm trying to like get rid of 10 windows in my thing. Okay. All right, so the next part is for you to do a self-assessment of your 12 photos. So you're going to look at your grid, and just by looking at the pictures there, or it doesn't have to be just the picture, sorry, knowing your posts, you can say, what was that post about? And you want to kind of group them into little categories. And if you're new, it might just be all like family, because you didn't have any other purpose than to just share family in there before. But that's okay. Look at the first 12 and assign a topic to each one, whether it's your personal story about yourself, family life, business, you're sharing value. That can be anything where you're giving some, like a way to do something for someone, or a recipe, or a tip. Mindset, humor, work life, relationship. Those are all just examples. So I'm going to give you guys just, I don't know, 2 to 3 minutes to look at your feed and do that. If you have any questions, just unmute and ask.
Yes, can you repeat that, Annalisa? Sorry, I
Yes,
was
I can.
typing.
That's okay. Yeah. So go to look at your first 12 photos on Instagram and jot down, like, okay, first photo, it's personal story. Second photo, it's fitness. Third photo, it's teacher life, work, whatever. And you want to kind of come up with some categories of the things that you're posting. So some of the examples there I have are just literally examples. If yours fall into something else, make it your own category. There's no right or wrong here. You just want to see if things are falling into any themes. Yeah, these feedback in the chat are really great. You guys are all demonstrating or conveying what you want to be, it looks like. And if you guys didn't, I mean, doing the self audit is plenty, but if you guys want someone to take a look at your page and didn't get to it during this call, just ask in the team page or something.
I think this is a good thing to do, like as a team once a month, and just like pair us up and go do an audit.
Yeah, do a little audit. Yeah. I'm going to show you mine in a few seconds, and then we can kind of draft.
Do you get what I mean by that, Annalisa?
No, I was just going to ask you.
Do you remember we were on a call with, I think it was Coach Jace, and she's the one who taught us that, is like, that's been my jam. And I don't know if you know, I don't know if you follow me at all, but like,
are you talking about like planning?
No, so like I've been a very inconsistent poster my entire journey. Yep. And what's really helped me was this girl telling me this one thing is like, you can go in and you could set up. So I actually only have one right now, but I usually have like a ton. It's funny. It's on my to-do list tomorrow to create a ton of drafts. I personally am finding it helps so much, like to just take pictures as I go throughout my week. And then if you go in and like get in a content mode in your head, and then go in, grab those photos, put them through Lightroom, and then load them up with the text all loaded in, and you can put it all the way through in Instagram, like right as you're about to go post. I'm just going to grab something random. You just go next, and then like go to write something, and then go okay, and then just hit back, and then just save draft.
Really? Wait, so, before you hit share. Wait, I'm going to have to.
Yeah, so just keep going back. It has changed my life. So once a week now, I go in and I draft. I just take like 1 hour and I draft like 6 or 7 posts from like random photos I've been taking throughout the past week. And it's helped me so much, like be a more consistent poster and feel so much less pressure about posting. Like I know that I just need to like get in that headspace once a week and like just jam out a few, and So I
That's
just
awesome.
sorry to interrupt. And
no, you can interrupt anytime.
This is sharing
our call.
And so I just wanted to add to it. This is a great call.
Yes,
Thanks.
that's awesome. It's like using Planoly, but in like the easier way. Planoly is kind of like I haven't used it yet, but you can generate these posts and just schedule them when you want them to go up, which is huge for people who are busy working, doing whatever during the week, and are like, it's been 4 days and I haven't posted. Been there. So, but what Rachel's saying is the same thing. You can just draft it. I have not used it. I'm going to have to play around with it. We might need Rachel to show us, but it sounds like you can just get almost to the end of
type
posting
out the
and then
whole
hit
thing. Yeah, you literally type out everything, including the hashtags, everything. Everything's right there. You're completely done with a post, and you just go back, and then say save draft. And then it's right there.
I'm gonna take
and then
I
set an alarm in my phone. This is like literally been my jam. I just set an alarm in my phone for like 6 p.m. and then I do like 1 or 2 stories, ads at that time, and then upload my post. And then my post seems to just get better traction because I've just added something to stories. I know my people watch it like more after work. Yeah, that's been like my jam. Yeah.
Good tip. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for that. That's awesome. Thanks, Rachel.
Thank you so much. This is a great night. Right. Thank you.
So now that you guys have had a couple of minutes to go into your own page and assess, I'm going to show you what mine looks like. So I did this activity. I went in today, and what I came up with here is, okay, so from left to right, top to bottom, I have fitness, mom life, working, Beachbody, something about a Beachbody product or journey or whatever, mom life, Beachbody. That was like a total right hook to say like join my fit group. Fitness, mom, Beachbody, personal. Well, I think that was personal life, just Keith's birthday, and fitness. And so what I learned, whoops, is this gonna work? Did this, crying out loud, is that I have a lot of work to do to mix things up and provide value. Okay, I thought I was doing pretty good. And then I went in and I'm like, dang, I really thought I was covering like a good variety of things, but I wasn't really. Like you go in and you're like, okay, she talks about like being a mom and her home fitness. When there's so many other things that I can be talking about on here that might capture different audiences. So like my work life. I don't ever talk about my speech pathology stuff. And I should, especially now, because it is a huge trending topic right now with remote learning and the stresses, the frustrations, the activity tips, the things that I'm doing all day when I'm not talking about Beachbody. So major kind of eye-opener to me of what I'm talking about mostly when I feel like, oh, I need to post because I need to talk about Beachbody or like my workout. So what I started to do literally this, thanks, Mary Paige. There is some value in here. I do talk, like when I'm talking about my mom life, it's usually like a struggle or something that I'm working through. When I'm talking about my home fitness, it's usually like, what does this fitness do for me today? So there's definitely a little bit more to it, but what I'd like to see is more variety. So I'm not necessarily doing things wrong. I'm just not doing enough of things that I want to be doing, if that makes sense. So good point, Mary Paige. Thank you.
Also,
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but
no, you're fine.
You guys watched the Slay Squad call from Ashley Feldison a couple weeks ago. She was talking on IGTV, and then kind of to your point, Annalisa, like adding in that speech pathology, like would be interesting to a lot of people just because, people might be looking for that type of value information. And Ashley Feldison was talking more about like how she brings people into her like page is really through like random shit she posts on IGTV. Like has nothing to do with Beachbody or workouts. She like might post a recipe here and there, but it's all like stuff she enjoys, like makeup tutorials and little DIY stuff that like she makes little videos about. It has nothing to do with business related stuff. So like when you guys think about like who you are and who you're trying to speak to and who your people like what they like, that's something that is part of your life that we can all like you know, think about like, what are we trying to share? I don't know. Does that make sense? Like trying to think of other things to share that could attract people, and then they learn a little bit more about you and like, oh, what's this wellness journey that you're on or something, you know? Kind of backwards.
1000%. Mary Page has been great about sharing IGTV. That is something I need to do. That is something we know Instagram is pushing out IGTV. So Mary Page is exactly right. Finding something to talk about. And it doesn't have to be some like professional ingenious thing. Like, what did you do today that saved you a bunch of time? What toddler activity was a major hit that you thought was going to be a flop? Like, here's things I found around my house. This is how I did it, and my 3-year-old loved it. Or a product review, or things you read in a magazine that you really love. Like, I'm going to share with you 5 things that I just learned about this and show you whatever it is that you learned. I wanted to say something else about IGTV just then. It'll come back to me, I think. Unboxing of an order. Yep. Does IG stay for long term? It stays. Yep. Well, yes, because you just post a video. So it's a little bit different. It's just if you post a video on your Instagram feed, if it's longer than 3 minutes or something, it's going to ask you to upload it as IGTV. And yes, you can make a photo the cover. So if they click on it, it's going to start playing right away. But in your feed, it looks curated. Is that the word I'm looking for? It looks like, oh, what's that picture about? And it turns into an IGTV. I saw one. Did I see? Shoot, I know I want to say something about that. But IGTV is something that I want to work on. Oh, that's all I was going to say. So I am in the process of buying a new house. We close Friday. I'm so excited. But we've got 3 months of renovation. So I am 1000% going to be introducing kind of this like home reno, do it yourself, interior decorating into my feed. Like, there's just going to be things that come up in your life that are like, well, this is what's happening now, and this is a part of my life, and this is what I'm going to start sharing about because people want to know about that. Maybe springtime is coming and you are a green thumb in your garden. Show people what you're planting. Like, people want to know about that. Maybe you've got a killer passion for clean products and you make your own clean house cleaning products, clean cleaning products or something. Tell people what you're creating there. Jenna Lee does a really good job of that. Like essential oils, things that we're not selling, but we're talking about and promoting. Maybe you're just tagging a friend who does sell essential oils in your little video and you're like, if you need help, like this girl sells it, I don't know, but this is what I'm doing at home and I get these things from Amazon and blah, blah, blah. I love that stuff. Whatever your kind of thing is, whatever your jam is, maybe you love Amazon Prime fashion, maybe you love Target fashion, maybe you love shoes and you're always talking about the new shoes and sandals you got. Whatever, you guys get the point. But IGTV, we should set a goal to all have at least one IGTV a week and have some sort of fun game. We're all about contests. All right. Does everyone feel like they got a good glimpse into their feed of what they're sharing? And you guys feel pretty good about it? Satine and her neck massage. Yes. Dana, did you do that as an IGTV? Your neck rolling? Yeah. I saw it in your stories, but yeah, something like that.
Well, I feel like I've been thinking like a lot of the stuff I share in my stories, sometimes I'm like, why don't you just elaborate that for 3 minutes longer? And then it's an IGTV and it's value, you know? Like, I think a lot of the time stuff that we do all the time, we don't necessarily see it as valuable, but it is to someone who knows nothing about those kinds of things.
Yeah, that's huge. And, or even like making celery juice. Like, if that's something you guys do, like, I don't know, how much celery do you need? What do you add in there? How do you strain it? I don't know. I'd watch it.
I juice all the time too.
A friend of mine just did like her little like mom hacks, like organization on IGTV, like how to organize her kids' games. So anything. And the other thing to think about is when you're on Instagram, what kinds of IGTV are you watching? Like, I am obsessed with makeup tutorials. Like, I don't know, I don't usually do a bunch of my makeup, but I watch them, like, if they're 9 minutes long, I'm like, I'll sit here and watch that. So think about what you like to watch, what you're doing at home, what you can include. It's not easy, but if you start to kind of brainstorm what you're into, you might be able to come up with something. Okay, cool. I'm glad you guys are getting some good ideas. Okay. Oh, God. I'm going to move along here. I might not even go to, okay. Go into your IG again and look at how many days have gone by since your 12th photo. Does that make sense? So go back 12 photos and see what the date is on that and see how many days have gone by. And then just jot it in the comments. It's just kind of eye-opening. The goal is to post at least once a day. And I know for a little while I wasn't doing that, but recently I've gotten better. And mine was like in the span of 13 or 14 days, I had done 12 photos, which is pretty good. Perfect, 13 days. Yep, 12, 15 days. Good.
I feel like I have days where I go rogue once in a while where I'm just like, don't feel like nothing is coming to me to talk about, or I just don't feel like sharing. Like it's like my introvert day, but then I'll kind of make up for it by posting 2 times, like 1 or 2 other days of the week. So it always
that
works.
might be good. Like what Rachel's saying, like if you just have like a generic post that you can use, like I do not feel like showing up today. I look like shit. I'm not going to take a photo. Like that's when your like drafted post goes in. Like, well, this will work there. February 28th. Okay, if you do it on Facebook, that's okay. Yeah, and Jamie, you're brand new, so the point is like we want to be consistent, right? So if you have a bunch of followers, but only 100 people are looking at your stories, well, all those other people might be capturing your feed. So make sure, even though we're super consistent in stories, make sure that you're consistent in your feed too. It's not always easy, but with planning, with drafting, like Rachel's taught us, there are options for getting it out there. How many of those pictures are of your face? So out of those 12, how many show your face?
Meaning like a selfie of your face only?
Like you're in there, it's you. Mine's like 50-50. I have like 6 of me and 6 of Ben. That's awesome. See, and it's growth too. If you feel like this is all an audit for yourself, what you're feeling like, where you could use a little like booster. So it's just kind of nice to go through. Perfect. Okay, we already did the next one. What would people know 5 things about you? So we kind of did that as in a partnership. Like, did they capture 5 things? I felt like mine might not be. Mine would be like, she's a mom. Maybe she likes outside because there's a bunch of pictures of me like outside places traveling. So maybe. Okay, how many have nothing to do with Beachbody? This is important. Out of those 12, how many have nothing to do with Beachbody? And that would be like, yeah, community, fitness, like if you're using a Beachbody thing in there or alluding to it. Priscilla, 11 have nothing to do with Beachbody, or 11 have some? Yeah, probably 11. Okay. And yeah, so how many are about Beachbody? You want it to be kind of more so on the everything else, like maybe a quarter to a third of Beachbody stuff in there. That's pretty good. Whatever feels right to you. You just don't want it to be 100% Beachbody or a 95.
I'm really happy to see that mine's 7 because I feel like I had to work really hard on that all I posted about was Beachbody, 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 everything.
Yep. Mary Page, I would say if it's a post about using the To Be Mindset nutrition, it's Beachbody. Like if you talked about anything Beachbody in there, but if it's just a nutritional tip that you could have generated kind of through your own knowledge and you're not alluding to like a product, that's not Beachbody. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah, about your group, I would say that's business. Yeah, so I would say that's Beachbody. Like your fitness groups, your nutrition plan, anything that's kind of like if someone talks to you about that, you're gonna talk about Beachbody. Okay. in those posts, are you spreading joy? I would say for everyone on this team that I've like ever looked at, the answer to that is yes. In your stories, we're going to go into that right now. Okay. We are getting to the end. I promise. I'm not going to keep you here all night. Go to your stories now. In the last 24 hours, which is basically every story that is in your story feed right now, how many stories do you have? Count how many stories you have and drop it in the comments. I don't have that many today. I only have 11. When I did this, I had like 25. Oops, what is happening? So this can actually be like a daily or every other day or every third day, like check-in for you. Like check your stories. What are you sharing up in there? Yeah. It can be refreshing, Jamie. That's true. We all need like a day or so detox in there, and that's totally okay. You don't want like 5 days off, 1 day on, 3 days off, 2 days on. Okay. In your stories, how many are of your face? Like how many are you showing your face in? People want, remember, personality and your face and your personality. Oh my God, mine is bad today. I didn't go in there at all to talk. I would say like talking. Well, I don't know what that one would count as. I guess like anything that kind of shows your personality. Like if you're in it, that's counting your face. And then how many are you talking in? That would be different. So the goal is kind of to just look at how many stories you're in and are more kind of focused on like showing your personality, showing your face, talking to people. She was talking, Ashley Molstead was saying like, this is your storefront. If people come into your store, are they going to know like who owns it? Like who's in there? Or are you just like running from behind the curtain? Like, here's my business storefront. Like these are the things I like. They want to know you. They want to meet you. They want to talk to you. They want you to be the person that is greeting them when they come into your store. Okay, I'm gonna stop looking at the chat and you guys can kind of just keep going. You guys get the point. How many are about Beachbody and how many have nothing to do with Beachbody? And again, you want that to be like a really healthy mix, not where they're coming to say like, next slide's gonna be Beachbody, buy a product, tell me about this Shakeology, energize, there it is, collagen, next. Like, they're not gonna watch it. They wanna know you, they wanna know if you're funny, be funny. If you like dancing, dance. If you are like, had something really freaking weird happen to you, talk about it on there. Because people get drawn in by like the random day-to-day stuff, like your reality show. Are you excited? Are you exuberant? Like, would you follow you? If you came to a story and someone was telling what you're telling, does it have like funny graphics? Does it have funny memes? Does it have like nice, maybe you're someone who's super organized and you always use the same colors and they know like if they're in your story, they don't even have to look up at the name. They just know that's your jam. Like it's always the same font. It's always done a certain way. Things to consider, not mandatory, just things that kind of keep people coming back to your stories, or at least they do for me.
Hey, Annalisa, can I ask a quick question?
Of course.
You had said something like a quarter to a third. Were you saying a quarter to a third should be Beachbody and the rest should be other parts? Okay.
I mean, I'm no expert. I would say half is pushing too much, maybe, for what people are looking for today. You guys can disagree, like I said, I'm not like the know-it-all of this. I would say if I went to someone's page and it was like 50% beauty counter, I'd be like, oh, okay, she's selling me. But if it was like family, like IGTV on makeup, a little mention of beauty counter and the product she uses here, I don't know.
Well, think about people you like following if they're in network marketing, or even just like coaches in this company that you like following, like how often are they talking about it?
Right.
Because a lot of the top coaches, you don't see them talk about Beachbody a lot. And if they do, it's very like curiosity driven marketing kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I like to look at, I don't know why, but I feel like it's Rodan and Fields that like has kind of some of the worst, or they're like constantly posting photos and product in all their pictures. And I'm like, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a turnoff. And that goes back to what you said, Annalisa, in the beginning. Like, don't post all like, you know, stock photo type stuff. Like, people want to see you, people want to see who you are, and want to, like, why do they want to trust you to work with you? Why do they want to give you, you know, some money if they don't know who you are? So
Yep.
big thing to think about.
Yep. I even stopped, I know, like when we went to Summit for the last couple of years, we stopped kind of buying shirts. Like I have a shirt that says 80-Day Obsession. I feel like when I wear that and take a photo of it, like it's not going on my feed, because I don't want someone to come to my feed and be like, Beachbody coach. Like I want them to be like, she likes fitness. Like I may even get invites from people who run fitness companies because they don't really know I'm already involved, but they know that I'm like into it and run boot camps or whatever. The other thing, note on that, is in your profile, don't put like Beachbody coach or like your Beachbody coach link. As soon as I go to someone's page and it says like Arbonne, www, like whatever, Arbonne, I'm like, like, I don't know. I just kind of shy away from it. Not saying they're doing anything bad. I'm just like, I'd rather like get to know them first and then know that they have this opportunity and whatever.
Liz did a really good, I don't know what that social media call she did. I don't know if it was like a month or so or a month and a half ago. I don't know if you guys were on that. It was about Instagram, where she was doing like social media audits on the call from a marketing standpoint, and how she talked about your bio should say something like, I am, you know, a busy boy mama and I help women blank, like fill in the blank. Like it's like, I am blank and I help women blank. Basically is kind of like instead of it being like, I'm a boy mom, I'm a faith follower, I'm a whatever, like a lot of times we used to be taught to like kind of brand, like
I have that again. I need to like change it again.
But it's not necessarily like she was saying that, like, although that tells people what you're about and what you're like, it doesn't necessarily tell people how you can help them. And that's really important to put in your bio, is like, what do you help people do?
That's a good tip for me to go back to, because I just changed it again to like bulleted whatever. I think, you know, there's different strokes for different folks. I do like that, to like look at someone like I help statement is huge. Like Holly Hillier says that too, like in terms of what a bio should say. And then like, I think Ashley Molstead's is like the bulleted one, and she's #1 coach. Like it just depends on what you're putting out there, I think. But for people to come to your page and see like, I help people like you with the details get fit from home, it would be like, oh, how? So it's definitely alluring.
Hey, I'm sorry, I keep interrupting. To your point of like the wearing the Beachbody stuff, like I want to just play devil's advocate just for 1 second, just because I do wear my Beachbody stuff in there, and I have posted. Sometimes like if you're not like posting it, and or if you're not wearing it in every single photo, sometimes it's nice, people can kind of like, you can drop it that like you're a Beachbody coach, like, because I don't like the whole like sneaking around, like I want people to know what I am, because a lot of people come to me and they're like, oh, you already do Beachbody. They know that, and so they're asking me questions specifically, and they think of me when they're interested in Beachbody stuff. So I
love that point.
Both. And so I don't shy away with it, but shy away from it, I mean, but I also don't call it out. So it's like there is some happy medium there. You can post a little bit, but I
agree. I do agree.
Mostly in my stories mostly is where you'll see it. It's not really in my posts. So
I 1000% agree with that, and thank you for bringing it up. My stories will definitely, like, you'll see Beachbody on Demand in the background. You'll see like the bands and the slide, like you just know, but yeah, in my feed, it's not like every fitness photo is like 80-Day Obsession, Shakeology, like product placement and like in your face. So yes, I do agree with that. That we're not shying away from Beachbody. We're proud to be Beachbody coaches, but we want to offer that curiosity of like, when they see this post and this home workout, like, what is the home workout you're doing? Generating those conversations. It is already 9:30. I over prepared for this call with way too much information. Let me just see. Okay, so I'm gonna stop there. What's happening? Sorry, my computer's going mad. Okay. One more click. Okay. The variety and consistency in your feed will be a result of engaging in a branding activity. So this is your time to think of like, what are the things that I really enjoy? What are like 5 areas that I can really post about consistently? Maybe it's your culture. Maybe it's you love dancing. Maybe it's you love TikTok. Maybe it's your teacher. Maybe dig deep, like who are you, what makes you you, what do you engage in on a day-to-day basis, and then, which we've already talked about, planning your week will be a huge help. And I have a new planner that I've been using. I just got it on, what's that site, Etsy, but it literally just has like a social media planner, and it's the first week I've done it, but I just posted like, what's the topic I want to cover that day. All I wrote down was a topic, and it kind of covers like, today, Wednesdays are now my workout Wednesday. The only time I'm talking about a fitness workout post is going to be on Wednesdays. That's going to take away this feeling of like, oh, I did a workout, I should post about what I did. Like, decrease the amount I'm talking about workouts in my post. I'm still going to have it in my stories, but in my feed, it's going to be like a focus on Wednesday. Like maybe I'm telling them moves to do that day, or maybe I'm talking about like the feeling behind that workout, or the home workout component, or whatever. It's going to be Wednesdays. Thursdays, maybe it's about the community, because Thursdays are our rank days, our team days. Like maybe that's the day I'm talking about Beachbody community. This Friday, I'm talking about our new house, right? So like I plan the week out, like what is my core post going to be that day? And then the goal is for my whole week to be a good mix of what's going on there. So even if you have 7 sticky notes on your wall, Monday, I'm going to talk about this. Tuesday, talk about this. Keep it simple. Doesn't have to be like the perfectly curated post, but it's going to be something. Oh, and let me say, Tuesday, I was going to do something about nutrition. Well, I didn't really have anything. I didn't make anything interesting. I like had pretty basic stuff, so I wasn't going to make a big post about it. But some things will flex a little bit, but I wanted to keep it kind of in the same area. But just having a plan for 7 days gives you a little guidance of like, what's my post about today? Oh, a workout. Okay, I'm going to take a picture in this workout because it's my post today. The new house. Okay, that's my post, like taken care of. Whatever. There was a whole other component to this call. I'll save it. It was just short, but you guys can get it through. Well, my computer will go mad again. Yes, taking photos and having an album for when you want to post. It's Bob Helig's call, The Secret to Recruiting Business Builders, and I loved it. It basically was about how there are 3 types of prospects, A, B, and C prospects, and C prospects are kind of those low-hanging fruit where they're kind of like, okay, they'll buy into this fitness product, but they're kind of negative Nancy, self-doubters, don't really have the drive to do anything. And if you're recruiting all C-level prospects, you're not going to grow your business. Whereas the A-level are like those like dream team people that you're afraid to reach out to. We can talk about it another time, but think about Christina Delgado, lawyer. There's like a ER doctor that's really successful. There's multiple lawyers in here who are high-ranking coaches. Doctors, like, why are we afraid to reach out to those people? Because we think they're busy or whatever. That's what that whole podcast is about. I could go on forever. I was obsessed with it. I felt like he was speaking right to me. So I highly recommend tuning into this one. I can do a quick self-recording and just post it to the team, but
I listened to it too, and I just, if I can chime in on that, like I love the thought where he was saying like, don't, like, because we always say like, don't assume people do or don't need this, and like don't make the decision for them. But a lot of times we look at people that say have a successful business or are well off or are already fit and think like they don't need what we have to offer. Why would I ever ask someone that, when truly, like, you don't know what the story is behind someone's life, or what they're lacking, or if they need fulfillment, or if they need community, or they need friendships, or maybe
even as a doctor, like they have a passion for helping people and they can lessen the hours at work. Maybe they want to, or they just like are obsessed with the idea of getting people healthy and fit at home and growing a side business on top of that. Like there's just so many variables and it comes down to our belief in the company, the mission, ourselves, being able to reach out and say like, hey, this is the opportunity. This is what our business is all about. This is our business model. Is this something you'd want to get involved in? It's not like a personal, like, do you want to join my team? It's like, I have something that I think you would really excel in and really love if, any of these components interest you. But like I said, I can go on forever, but it's Bob Helig's Virtual Upline podcast. It's episode 142, and I listened to it 3 times already. So thank you guys for coming on. I feel like I'm stepping back into my space.
We'll give you a shout out for a kick-ass call.
But I'm glad to do it, and I love making weird things like these PowerPoints. But next time I won't do 2 calls in one. I always think I don't have enough to say about a certain topic, and then we manage. All right, you guys. I'm glad it was helpful. New coaches, hopefully it gave you a little direction. I know maybe the self-assessment wasn't like you're like, yeah, I knew that because I only used Instagram for my personal life up until now. But now you can kind of know what's there and what you can sprinkle into what you're already doing. And it's not a total takeover of now I'm a Beachbody coach, so all I'm going to do is post Beachbody. All right. I took a boomerang already. Did you?
Oh, you did?
Well, okay. I took a, I don't know how to, there we go. Stop share.
There you go.
Sleepyheads. Thanks for staying on.
Everybody do jumping jacks. Katie was.
Oh my God, my phone moved too much. All right. Thanks, guys. Good to see you. I have 1% on my charger left.
Remember that next week there is no team call. It is a Meet the Team event. So start talking about it. Start inviting to it. I highly recommend reaching out to your customers and challengers that are kicking ass, that are seeing results, that are loving your group, that are interacting, that might want to share the love and help people too.
For sure.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Okay, good to see you all. Sleep tight.
Thanks Annalisa.
Bye.